Yo, that's a hard ass intro. That's a hard ass intro. For real, for real. Hey, salute to Sarnetta, man. For real.
That's all right. Pete, Black Power, the General, Sara, Seti, all the way from Detroit.
Black Power to the General, man.
Listen, the Hebrew Israelites
they don't want none of it. These niggas don't want none of it.
What?
They don't want none of it. I'm gonna shut that shit down. It's not a problem. You can bring me any Hebrew, Jew, Christian, Muslim, bring them all. They all tied to the same bullshit.
Well, let me ask you, where do the Ten Commandments come from? Because I had a Hebrew here earlier, and he was telling me it come from the Most High.
It come from the Most High.
Yeah.
Okay, ask me this. What was Moses fleeing from Egypt for? Why did he have to flee Egypt? Why did Moses have to flee Egypt?
All right, these are the questions.
That's what I'm asking you. Anybody out here, why did Moses have to flee Egypt? For murder. He murdered Pharaoh's soldier, and he had to flee Egypt. Then 80 years later, he went up on the mountain and got a law from God that said, thou shalt not kill. Now, how the hell he gonna get the law from God 80 years later when he was fleeing from Egypt for murder? Go look it up. Even the Hebrews that saw him do that. He saw the two Hebrews, right? And so they say he tried to check the Hebrews about arguing with one another, saying that y'all brothers, but then the Hebrew looked at him and said, how can you judge us for you slay Pharaoh's soldier? And they used the word kill in that verse. So they understood the concept of killing long before Moses supposedly got some laws on the mountain.
That's a fact.
That's true.
That's
a
fact.
That the story of Jesus is a direct plagiarized script from Kemet?
It's not direct, but it's pieces of it that is from Egypt. Christianity is nothing but Greek mythology, psychology mixed with Egyptian religion. That's all it is. The gods that you call, the greater gods of ancient Rome, they took places in Christianity. You see Cupid, that's the baby angel, that was already there. You got Venus, the virgin, she was already there. Okay, and Jesus is nothing but Zeus. Say Jesus in Spanish.
Hey Zeus.
Hey Zeus, that's right.
Hey Zeus. Son of goddamn Zeus. That's all that it is. Is that just a coincidence? When you can take Jesus and put him right next to Serapis, and they look at you can see the shit for yourself.
Bruh, facts.
But you don't want to accept the fact. They see it. But they know if they tell on Master gonna dig in that ass. See, Master still signing them checks though. So you can know the truth. But as soon as a nigga have to put his check and the truth on the line, he gonna choose the check.
Facts.
So a lot of these people know this shit. They know that this shit is old, man. Everybody know that Jesus is a copy of Horus mixed with Greek mythology. That's all that it is.
Are you telling me that there's no such thing as a Jesus Christ that ever walked the face of the earth?
There is no.
That's not real?
It's not real. There's no such thing as a God. There's no such thing as a God.
So God ain't no God?
Listen here. What we talking about as a God is an individual. A God as an individual.
Let them know, G.
You could just call on the telephone.
Right.
And say, God, what's going on? Any of these niggas out here say they know God, ask him what his phone number is. So you can call him up. See, if somebody knock on your door, listen to me. If somebody knock on your door from any reputable company, they should have an identification card. And if you don't feel comfortable with that person, you can call up that company, give them that identification number, and they can verify whether that person worked for that company or not. Ask any of these niggas that say that they are a representative of God, show their identification number, give us a number to God so we can verify that they actually represent the God they say they represent. Any one of them. Give me the number to God. Give me the number to God so we can call him up.
I'm gonna bring you back. Let me ask you a question. What you think about Coptic Christianity?
Coptic Christianity is mixture. Anytime you start using the term Christianity, then it's mixture. Because the metal natter had already been sealed. The metal natter was already sealed. They had already had most of their glyphs, all of their gods. It had been sealed. So when you start seeing, and it had been practiced for 10,000, 20,000 years with no mixture. So why would they change all abruptly like that? And then just start introducing new shit that had never been seen. That shit is, and so when you go to the Greek temples that was built by the Ptolemies, when you look at the cartouches that was in the wall, the priests left them blank. They didn't even put their names in the cartouches, so that we will always remember that they didn't recognize as the true kings. They left their cartouches blank. You see? So when the Ptolemies came in, that's when Christianity began. They started taking our Africa, just like what they did with the Sphinx. They took the faces down. They destroyed our faces as God. You see what I'm saying? They destroyed our image as a divinity. We were no longer looked at in that we was lower than low. You feel me? Damn, I done rocked my damn.
All right, now, you know, we always talk about Christianity, but I don't really hear nobody going in and putting foot on Islam. What's up with
Islam is deeper. They all tied to the Jew. All of them is tied to the Jew. So because when you look at the prophets of Christianity and Islam, all they did was add on top of Judaism. They kept the Old Testament prophets. The Christians just added Jesus on top of the Old Testament. And then Islam came later. They kept Jesus, but they added Allah on top of the Old Testament and Christ. It's just like this. You got 50 Cent, you got Eminem, and you got Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is getting the most. He the Jew. Ain't nobody going in his pockets. Right. But he going in both of them niggas' pockets. Right. The white boy and 50 Cent. See, but the white boy brought 50 in. Right. See, he's Christianity. See, and 50 is Islam. See, the white boy getting, you know, because Islam added Jesus. That's a compromise. They had something over their ass. When they gave them that Islam, they said, we're going to give your ass a religion, but you're going to keep our Jesus. That's how it went. They gave them Islam. So they kept the Old Testament.
This nigga's so passionate, bro. They gave them Islam. I'm telling you, my nigga.
Jesus and added Allah. But look at it like this. Now look. The Muslim have to pray to the prophets of the Old Testament and Jesus, but the Jew, he don't recognize Jesus. He don't recognize Allah. That show you the rank and file. But both of them, they recognize the Jew prophets. Islam and Christianity recognize the Jew prophets, but the Jews don't recognize Jesus or Allah. That show you the rank and file right system. There. Now, the Christian don't have to recognize Allah, but the Muslim got to recognize the Old Testament and Jesus. Yep. He have to reckon. That show you the rank and file.
Boy, that's a motherfucking fact.
All you have to do is go to the Old Testament. And once you destroy the Old Testament by default, you destroy Christianity and Islam.
Hands down.
If Hebrew Israelites, they base everything on the Bible, right?
On the Bible.
So what's the beginning of the Bible then? What's the beginning of the Bible?
The beginning of the Bible is supposedly with Moses. They say Adam and Eve, but Moses is the first author of the Bible. It say Genesis, the first book of Moses. So based on tradition, they don't have no history before Moses. No other author ever wrote of Adam and Eve. No other author ever wrote of a Joseph or Isaac. It came with Moses.
Right. Come on.
I'm just warm. They didn't quiet them.
All right, so go ahead. Continue on. You were talking about Moses. Do you really believe that Moses is real? Is he a real person?
There's no man known as a Moses that ever came into existence until one of these nasty ass crackers wrote it.
Okay.
You see, because ain't no, when do you find an original text from Moses? Right. Where's the original one? If you ain't got no original, how do you know that this man even existed? You got a birth certificate. It got to be something on you to document you existed. And when you go to history, all the kings got their name in the wall. So it ain't no excuse for you not to be able to document.
Get their ass, Seti.
Who you are. You can go to all them pharaohs. You know the history of them because it's written.
That's
so
real
where's
shit,
this man's
nigga.
history at?
Talk to me. I'm going to come back to religion. Talk to me about sovereignty. Can black people have true sovereignty in the world of white supremacy?
How you going to have sovereignty without divinity? Divinity is the foundation of your sovereignty. This is how let me explain to you what divinity is. See, this will put that religion and that God shit in check.
Go ahead.
When you look at all things in creation, I'm going to say this once. I might do it twice. All things in creation, when it's born into this world, it automatically knows what it is and what it's supposed to do.
Go ahead.
A tree is a goddamn tree. It know the fruit pre-coded. But when it comes into existence, it does is the fruit that an apple, it only produces apple. It don't make a mistake and produce no goddamn peach.
Right.
And don't nobody have to explain to that tree only grow apples. Do you have to talk to the tree and tell it what to do? No, it automatic. That's innate. So everything is pre-coded to do what it's supposed to do when it comes into existence.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody came here to find a God, because you wouldn't have got here if you didn't already know God. How the hell you gonna come here and nobody can explain to us where this God is at? Here we is right now wanting to meet God.
That nigga said some heavy shit, dude. That nigga said some heavy shit, dude. I think y'all we gotta run that back. We gotta run. Where we at now? We gotta run that back. I think y'all gotta hear what this nigga is saying.
To do. Go ahead. A tree is a goddamn tree. It know the fruit pre-coded. But when it comes into existence, it does is the fruit that an apple, it only produces apple. It don't make a mistake and produce no goddamn peach.
Right.
And don't nobody have to explain to that tree only grow apples.
Facts.
Do you have to talk to the tree and tell it what to do? No, it automatic. That's innate. So everything is pre-coded to do what it's supposed to do when it comes into existence. Nobody came here to find a God, because you wouldn't have got here if you didn't already know God. How the hell you gonna come here and nobody can explain to us where this God is at? Here we is right now wanting to meet God so bad in our heart. We love God. Just talk to us. Won't even talk to us. See, so this is what I'm saying. Nobody has ever documented this God speaking for itself. Go ahead.
You said talking about people that ask God, but some people say they talk to God. What do you think about that?
They talk to God, and then they wake the fuck up and come back to their senses. Because I used to talk to God. I did. I used to talk.
I had sex and a condom fell out. What?
Oh shit.
Talk to God. And when I thought God's supposed to answer, I would answer for God. I say, Father, And then in my mind, I answer for God. You know what I used to say? Yes, my son. Yes, my son. And I'll go on with the conversation. But then after a while, I say, man, wake your stupid ass up. You know you the one answering for God. Ain't nobody ever talked to no goddamn God through the sky at one time. It's always a nigga in the bathroom on the goddamn toilet by himself talking to God. God
He said, ain't nobody ever talked to God at one time.
has never opened the sky and verified one religion over the other. Not
Oh,
one of them.
shit.
Religion is given to a man by another man. Just like these goddamn Jehovah Witnesses and all these, they come up and put that shit in your hand. If he don't do that, you wouldn't even know they ass existed. Okay? I'm talking about this grand supreme being that y'all say sitting up in goddamn heaven. Where he at? Why he don't speak for himself? Why he always got a man that speak for him in the confessional? When you go in the Catholic Church and you go in the confessional, you know who on the other side? A sick ass motherfucker worse than you.
Yep.
A fag motherfucker, he up in there raping them boys, and that's the man in the confessional telling you how to divide, control your spirit.
So are you saying religion is poison to the black mind? Is religion poison?
It's a trap. It's a trap. Because you don't have nothing in between you and your creator. You have direct connection. Everything in creation, when you come into being, you given at that moment everything you ever needed to thrive and survive. That's it. You didn't have to be taught this shit. You don't have to teach that ant to be a damn ant. He's pre-coded. Why do we need instructions on how to be who we supposed to be? That's a very serious question. Nothing in nature needs instructions to be what it's supposed to be. You better think about that.
You got choice though. Choice is where it get compromised. What you feel about so knowing that people got choice. Do you feel that religion, spirituality, because most people, even though you got it, what are they gonna feel that's gonna keep them from doing the wrong thing or what we would consider wrong? What's gonna guide them?
Well, you know what? I ain't telling people to give up because see, that's the trap. That's the cheese on the trap to make you think that knowledge originated with that particular religion or book. We had that knowledge back in Africa. And so a lot of people think that by giving up God, that means giving up good practice. We had that shit long before they was attached to them religions. So just by you gonna still come into that side, look at us. Ain't nobody out here claiming to be of no particular religion. We ain't jumping on nobody. And I'm not saying it's because of the goddamn 10 Commandments that I'm not doing it. I ain't thinking about no goddamn 10 Commandments. It's innately in us to act righteous. You don't have to be taught that. If you leave black people alone, they automatically go to doing righteous things. That's why they keep these motherfucking hook police down here, keeping this bullshit going on. That's why they do that shit.
You guys said about this cracker being, do you think is in them to be righteous?
Ain't no goddamn crackers is in here for power. We got to quit equating spirituality with crackers. They don't even deal with spirituality. That ain't even a part of they. So when we think of a spiritual, they don't even think about spirituality. White man think about power. That's all the fuck the white man think about is power. You understand what I'm saying? And they run in America like niggas run tracks. You see what I'm saying? This a dope house. Y'all niggas want to use emotional rules and shit for a motherfucking killer. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying, if you really affecting the white man in the right way, he gonna come see your ass.
So
he gonna come see you, nigga.
So what is it gonna take for us to get out of this condition?
Huh?
What is it gonna take for us to get out of this condition that we're in?
Listen here, brother. We far beyond. You know what? Listen, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you.
Right now.
We are so far in the hole, man, that most niggas should break and run. Really? You know, it's not the ideals, because Garvey was saying it. That's what he said. If you listen back to Malcolm back in one of his speeches, he said we should act like it's already too late That was back in the 60s. Nigga, we so far in the hole, the boat is under. The shit done crashed already.
You today,
Damn.
you today, they don't know nothing about Marcus Garvey. They don't know nothing about
learn.
Nat. They never heard of Nat Turner. Shit, some of them don't even know who.
Don't be surprised.
What is it going to take for us to reach out to the youth and start beginning to teach them the knowledge of self?
Well, you got to support your children. You know, we got to give these kids some festivals of their own. Bring them some artists out they want to see. Motherfuckers got to quit shoving this shit down their throat. They want to be a part of this, but they don't necessarily want to live the era in which we live, the PE era, this, that, and ever. They don't know that right there. So they want to be able to have a chance to give it its own expression. You know, you got to let them do that.
What about masonry? Can masonry free us? If we was
ain't nothing gonna free us but the goddamn gun, nigga.
So you tell me,
goddamn, I had to. Ain't nothing gonna free you, nigga, but your feet, your fist, and the goddamn gun. That's it.
That's it, my
Ain't
nigga.
nothing else gonna free.
War.
So
War,
what is
my
about,
nigga.
Like the Masons and all of that. Where did it come from?
Masonry
That
is
shit
a
crazy.
fraternity, probably the highest minds in the nation. You see, and so all men have fraternities. That don't mean they know nothing. They got power, and when you got power, you don't necessarily need to know much. Cause them goddamn brutes, they knew brutality. Shit. But they didn't necessarily, you understand?
But what's the difference between a white Mason and a black Mason?
It depends on what lodge they come from. It depends on what frame of reference they come from. You got African Masons. They don't talk that same shit them white Masons talk over here. They don't talk the same shit. If you go to Africa, it might look like a Western style Mason lodge, but they over there talking shit that nobody else is talking. They ain't talking the same shit these even though but that's a program. It's just a program. That's all. If you get in it, if you make the objective fit your needs, it's an order. It's a program. You can put niggas, it got all the different, positions you need to fill to have an organization functioning. That, just for the program, but the knowledge, you put your shit on top of it. You got to have organization, even if it's underground organization. You got to have some kind of goddamn organization. So it's a program, nothing. And so if people put money behind this program, it's gonna look good. And then if they want to promote that they got some knowledge, they might ain't got no knowledge. They might got power and money, but them niggas ain't necessarily the smartest motherfuckers. They'll go pay the smartest motherfuckers to make the moves, and just like the president, that's what he got his cabinet there for. He ain't necessary, but he might have the overall skills to be the only one that can fit that leader role. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's his position, but it's a program. The Catholics is a program. The Islam is a program. If you get in it, you can make it work for you if you want to, you can put the blackness on it, but that religion shit, man, is just a sickening thing.
So you saying there was black people before the Bible?
Man, there was black people so long before the goddamn Bible, man. It's ridiculous. The Bible, really, when you look at the Bible, look at books over there. You see them books over there? You know what? It take a printing press to press up books. Right. So you tell me, when they just got the printing press in Europe, damn near in the 1700s, where was all these motherfucking books they talking about? What was they being made on? I'm just asking that question. It take a press to make books. It take, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a widely known, and that's why when you come back with supposedly the oldest shit of the Bible and shit, it's always a fragment of some shit. It ain't even the whole goddamn scroll. It's some shit like this with tore up on the edges and
But
shit.
see, Seti, you talk that about the Bible, but I don't really think you're ready for them Hebrew Israelites, brother.
They stick to
Them
the
Hebrew
Bible.
Israelites know that Bible, brother.
Man, listen here,
I'm
man.
telling you, man.
I don't give a fuck who you go and get. You can go get Israel. I wouldn't give a fuck who, because once I get on Moses, I'm going to destroy their ass. They can't make it past Moses. They can't. They're going to have to start coming up. Well, that's Tut Moses. That's our Moses. That's Hatshepsut. They're going to have to latch on some way, somehow. Because that's what they're going to have. They're going to find a way to explain away Moses. They're going to call him Tut Moses, our Moses, some bullshit. It's some bullshit, man. They ain't got no dates. They ain't got no original scroll from a Moses. So if you can't, I'm a scholar, nigga. And I want to see your reference. And I want to know if it's an original. I want to know if it's not an original from the man who you say wrote it, the motherfucking contest is over. If you go to court and a motherfucker bring in a witness that wasn't even there to see the shit, nigga, would you allow that to go down?
No, sir.
Would you let that motherfucker testify? Wouldn't you motherfucking stand up and say, God damn, he wasn't even there?
Right.
But then you will let that shit get by with the Bible. See? Ain't now one of them motherfuckers in there got an original script. So it's at least secondhand information. It can't be no better than that. If that. And they can carve and date any of that shit. They ain't got no older text. They just don't have it, man. They lying like a motherfucker. Tell them to produce the original goddamn script. The original manuscript. Tell them to produce it.
Those dudes, they already convinced.
Tell them to produce it.
We just gotta direct our energy into.
But you know what? So many people, you know why I want to get with them? Because just what I told you. When you attack them motherfuckers, you attack everybody.
Right.
Because most of these religions out here are Jew-based. All of them. Do you know the first city Muslims prayed to? Read it. It's in the Quran. Jerusalem. For 18 years, the Qibla was to Jerusalem. And then in the Quran, it says after that, they turned to worship towards Mecca. And that shows you their allegiance to the Jew. Period. They know that. They the ones that gave them that goddamn religion. How the hell a shepherd gonna come up with manuscripts, man? Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. You just showing up with books. Me and you know what it takes to write one of them motherfuckers over there. You just can't write no goddamn and you a nomad? These is nomad, man. They moving through the desert. What the fuck they doing with books? You see what I'm saying? Unless they stole them. So when you look at all the Arab books and movies, it got thieves.
Books and movies.
Alibaba and 40 Thieves. Aladdin the Prince of Thieves. Goddamn, and this is the shit listen to the shit. They thieves.
Big thieves, nigga. Big
They
thieves.
thieves.
Straight up,
And
nigga.
I mean that. But anyway, that right there proves the fact that the Muslim prayed to the Jew God. Period. They can, and when you look, and then the Muslim will say, the crescent and the star is his symbol, but look on the Quran, and you'll see suns. Look on the doors of the mosque of Mecca. Go Google it. It's a sun. They fooling niggas. I got pictures where the reason why they put the veil over his face, because when you take it off, it's just the sun. It's the shining of the sun. He's the new sun deity. That's all he is. He's taking the place of Jesus. That's it.
Look, the Muslims bow down 5 times a day and they pray
to the sun, according to the sun. To the sun. And the prayer at noon is a Sar. S-A-S-R. Go look it up. Go look at the 5 prayers and you'll see that the prayers, if it ain't noon, it's shortly afternoon, is a Sar. And it's spelled A-S-R. Go look it up. Go look it up. Go look it up. So they ain't nothing but
Go look it up.
They got in there.
Go
they
look it
didn't
up,
even know
y'all.
what the hell to do with the shit.
Yeah.
He didn't even dig the goddamn sand out the temples until it was time to make some goddamn money. The sand was damn near up to the ceilings. They would go up under and light fires and shit, and then they fuck the ceilings up, all the panes, and you can see the soot. They didn't know what the hell to do with that. The white man, that's how the British and the French, it was under Arab occupation that they went in there and stole all them artifacts out of Egypt. It was under Arab occupation. And now they want to claim it for themselves. Ain't that a bitch? Now they want to claim it for themselves. They never respected Egypt. They let them white people carve all into the temples. They just let a Chinese man. This is a Chinese boy. Did y'all hear about that? This motherfucker graffitied on one of the temples over in Egypt. Yeah, and then got on. They didn't know it till he got on Facebook and put the shit up there of what he had done. And they show where he done scribbled all over the temple. They don't respect us. Even now this day, but I tell you what, go over there and scribble on the car and see what they do to you. They say if you even spit over there near the Wailing Wall, they got right to shoot you. They got right to shoot you for desecrating sacred ground. Huh? But they go over in Egypt and just tear it up. Tear the temples. Got whole temples they done removed out of Egypt. What kind of goddamn thief is that? To steal a man's whole temple instead of leaving it right where it is, beautiful. They rather tear the motherfucker down and take it all away in pieces, fucking it up.
Oh, damn.
They got the lip of the Sphinx in the British Museum. Damn. Sheikh Dia Ivan Van Sertima was talking about, and his beard, and the beard. Ivan Van Sertima, Sheikh Dia was trying to get it back. He documented that they knew they had. Man, y'all don't know the half. They done took so much of that shit out of Egypt. They know the goddamn truth.
How much shit you think is under Lake Nasser? It's a whole
lot under there. It's a whole lot under there. That's one of the older regions of the Nile Valley civilization. So that's right there is really where you see the next step. What Egypt was becoming. They wanted to break out that link so you couldn't see the link. See what I'm saying? So where you can look at the pyramids that's there now and say, well, they still wasn't where the Egyptian was. You see what I'm saying? But that was the earlier stages of Nubia. You see what I'm saying? It was a greater part of Nubia closer to Egypt. And there you would have seen that step that they was making to get to them pyramids. Because you ain't just gonna go from no damn mastaba like that. You know, a mastaba is just a single, the first kings was in mastaba, single story. If you look at the step pyramid of Saqqara, built by Imhotep, just the first layer. That's a mastaba. And then he started to stack. Okay, in the third dynasty for Zolcia, he stacked them. But up into the third dynasty, they was just in single-story mastaba. And then you seen the kings after Imhotep, they was trying to bring it to the point. They was fucking up too. Because Seneferu built a pyramid, it's called the Bent Pyramid. And if he would have completed it, it would have been larger than the one at Giza. It would have been damn near twice the size of Khufu. That's how big, but something went wrong. And so they had to cut it short, the angles, instead of it coming to that point, they had to kind of, bring it in so it looked bent. You see what I'm saying?
How long ago was that?
Seneferu was around like 2500 BC.
Over 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Way before the Bible.
Yeah. About 20, and then probably between 200 years, but not further than that. Because Seneferu is the father of Khufu, and that's the largest pyramid at Giza. So that was his father. So you can see how he got to where he was. But he did complete one called the Red Pyramid, and it's the the third largest pyramid on the earth. But the bent one is like the fourth. The bent one is like the fourth, even in the how he missed the completion. It's still large. So Seneferu put more stone on this planet than any one single man. Snapperoo, look him up.
There's a lot of weak teachers on YouTube and stuff.
Oh man.
Why do you think the so-called teachers stay away from black power? Why are they afraid of black power?
Because black power gonna demand you to fight white power.
Go ahead.
And when niggas is scared of fighting the white man, they will divert. That's just like, you see these? This is it's as hard as it is for us to look at this. Imagine this shit if it was live in your face and the fear coursing through your motherfucking vein. After a while, motherfuckers didn't want to see this shit no more. And so when the cracker would say, motherfucker, what you gonna do? Nigga, look to the ground.
Yep.
And once we stop wanting to fight the motherfucker, we develop into the niggas we is today. Complacent to fight this goddamn beast. Yo nigga, your uncle, ancestor, look to the ground. Look to the ground. All and it wasn't because they wasn't no men. I mean, goddamn, what the fuck you gonna do? We isolate. We ain't got no cavalry coming to America to save our ass. You see what I'm saying? We ain't got no cavalry coming to save. And so after a while, when we seen that nobody could stop these crackers from doing us like this, what the fuck is you gonna do? You gonna say, okay, all right. And the woman, she want to look out after her baby. She don't want this shit to happen to her baby. So she began to teach the young babies, the men, the things that they needed to do to stay alive in this country. And a lot of times, it's to look down and to do what the fuck the master tell you to do. And to do what the master tells you to do. Okay?
Most of the slaves that were brought over from the transatlantic slave trade was already in their teens. There wasn't no grown men, most of them.
What's that?
Women. But we were brought over from transatlantic. A lot of us were in our teens. So we wasn't even really fully women.
That's how they did it. That's how they did it, because you have to be taught your history. You have your innate divinity, but you must be taught your history. And when you can separate a child from his mother and father, and when you put that information in their head and they don't have no other options to look, that's what they think is real. And them generations grew up to teach more generation and grew up to teach more. And majority of these people have never ever heard of African history, true African history. We really just got it in the 80s. The Drusilla Dungeon. Yeah, they wrote it in the 1800s. But we just grasping them today. So we just really got it in the 80s, and now we faltering already. Niggas is because the black power made a motherfucker go back to the fight. It's about independence. It's no motherfucking compromise. We cannot live without our shit. We need our shit. That's it. We cannot motherfucking just, let that go. We need our shit. And I'm talking about our land, our resource. We can't live without it. That's why we in this condition, man. And so we got to separate. We got to separate. But
just to get back on what he
yes, sir.
I think that I had read that you said that there were no older slaves that came. I think the age limit, from what I read, was between 15 and 35. I guess they picked that particular age range because they were ready-made labor.
Yeah, but they grabbed all ages. They didn't just grab no one age. They had different reasons for all of them. So they needed them all. They needed them bucks, they needed the women, and they needed the children for different reasons. And so that's how they was broke up. You understand? They was given different positions. You got the beasts all out here, man. I see them motherfuckers. I see you.
What do you say, right?
I see you. I seen.
What do you say, right? When people say to you, why we always talking about Africa? Africa don't care about us. The Africans are running over here to America. So
yeah, that's the
go to Africa?
You know why them them Africans is running over here to America? Because they running from them revolutionary niggas over there. They gonna kill their ass. They done cheated on their own people for America, so they had to bring them over here. It's like the, what's that shit, the Witness Protection Program. So they bringing them motherfuckers over here to save their ass. The rich revolutionaries, just like we, if it ain't for brothers like Sara, to myself, that's out here actually videotaping, you wouldn't know this goddamn world exists.
Right.
You wouldn't even know this world exists. You see what I'm saying? So ain't nobody over there recording for revolutionary Africa to show you what they doing and what they trying to achieve. So if you take your ass over there and see for yourself, you'll see, man, it's the same brothers and sisters. It's the same mix. I ain't saying everything. I done been to Ethiopia and I done been to Egypt. I done been to Ethiopia, I've been to Egypt. I've been to Mexico too.
Have you seen any homosexuals over there?
I ain't seen no homosexuals.
Oh, King Samir told a different story.
Where was he at?
You got to go back to the video.
If he did, I mean, it might be some new shit.
Yeah,
I don't, you know, but I know Africa is anti-homosexual in Africa, man. I don't know no nation in Africa that is agreeing with homosexuality. That's bullshit. Now, but see, that's just what the white man do. He go over there, kidnap our babies. That's why they putting their motherfucking ass out of them African countries. They over there taking them babies. That's what they doing. He's a baby. He takes babies. That's all he do. That's why they call it kid, K-I-D, napping. So throwing your kid in the knapsack and running off with his ass. So kid napping. That's what it means. Go ahead.
Do you think that Barack Obama's last trip to Africa, that was what he was trying to promote while he was in, I think, Ghana?
Man, Africa done already saw what we saw. They done saw what we saw. They ain't falling for that image. Barack's image, all of the hurrah he got, it's over with. He's a lame duck. It's over for him. You understand what I'm saying? He about to leave. The only thing he trying to do is to fatten his pockets before the fuck he get out of there. Like all the rest of them. What the fuck can he do? And them crackers done already said they not going for that shit. They gonna give him hell every fucking day he's there. And he's not going to accomplish nothing. And when they get his ass out of power, they going to repeal everything the motherfucker ever did. And most of them have already said that. So
well,
what the fuck?
Man, we getting closer to freedom. We got a black president, bro.
Man, get the fuck out of here. He ain't black. That motherfucker mammy a crack. How the hell he black? You get your lineage from your mama. You connected to your mama by umbilical cord. Y'all one into the umbilical cord is 7. You can't be something different than your mama. So I don't give a fuck what he looked like. He was connected to that woman, which means that they was one.
Right.
Until severed at the umbilical cord. So his mama is a cracker. So what that make him?
Huh. But you are what your father is. Don't the seed come from the...
Who the fuck know who your daddy is, nigga? We all been in this shit, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Yeah, how you know it? Only way you know if the woman say you the daddy. If that woman say you ain't the daddy, you can't bust up in there and say, I am. They gonna lock your ass up.
All right, I want you to right now take this time, right? Because the teachings of the Nation of Islam is gone. You don't hear the white man is the devil no more. Go into the science and show us why you say the white man is the devil. Go into the science of it.
Well, you know,
go into his history.
See, I call him really what he is. I call him the beast. See, the devil shit, that's religious. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, and this is characteristic, no doubt. That's one of it. But when you look at the devil in religion first, he was Saint Lucifer. He was the most beloved of God. He was the most beautiful angel. Saint Lucifer. The white man don't have no origin like that. When we first see the cracker, that motherfucker is a caveman. Okay? So he don't have no origin where black power. He don't have no origin where he the most beautiful. Okay? He don't have no. So when you start playing that devil shit, yeah, the character as the the beast, and when they use that terminology, yeah, but when they can latch that Lucifer shit onto that. See, and that's what niggas try to use to say, well, he's not all bad. You understand what I'm saying? It was a time when he was good. You see what I'm saying? He was even loved of God. You see, he ain't never was loved of God. Okay? He ain't got no goddamn. God is the Son. God is the Son. The S-U-N. And that's why every time you see anything that's divine, how do you know it's divine? It got a halo. It got a halo. You got pictures where it have the saint, right? It had a halo, right, and everybody else don't have no halo. Right. So I'm gonna ask you the question again: how do you know that something is divine? The sun. There's a halo, which is the sun. The sun gives that thing divinity. Right? So the real divine God is the sun. That's what it is. And in the Bible it says, "For God is a sun and a shield." That's in Proverbs. You can just Google it in.
You'll have a big fight with the Hebrews.
If you just Google it in, God is a sun and a shield. It'll take you right to the verse. For God, and then the other one where it say this, and the sun will rise with healing in his wings. And if you look at that particular verse, the S is spelled with a capital S. And the only time you capitalize something when it's a person, a place, and a thing. So, look at it. So I bet you it's capitalized. We don't even. So you said I bet you it's capitalized. Yeah. Go look it up. You lying ass. Go look it up. God is a son. Anytime, any religion, if you want to separate the divine from the common, it's gonna be the halo. It's the sun that gives all the motherfuckers divinity.
So without the sun, everything dies.
It would die. It's a solar system. And use a cracker without no melon. In a solar system. Something wrong. Something didn't happen right there. You feel me? And so when you look at, if you Google in Adam and Eve expelled from Eden, you will see Adam and Eve. You'll see the sun up there. You won't see the sun. You just see the light, and you'll see Adam like this with his hand up. Huh?
Like hurt. I found it. I found the scripture. I found it.
Go look at it. Look at it. Niggas hurt because they know they done seen it already, and now that 1 and 2 is coming together, and it's fucking people up. Go look at it. Go look it up. And you will see Adam going up, and many times his head, and I want you to watch, and watch this too. You will see him got like an animal skin on. And if you Google in caveman, you will put that shit side by side, you will see it's the same garb of the caveman. Look at it. I want you to look at it. It's the truth. And you got that shit on your wall. Go look at it. I bet you it's the goddamn. And I'm just freestyling. I'm freestyling, y'all.
Right.
My shit is thorough, nigga. Believe that. Get any goddamn Hebrew or any Muslim, Christian, or goddamn Jew, Freemason, it don't make no difference which one of them it is. All of them are Jew-based. So all you have to do is jump on the Jew, and you got them all. One time. Don't go fucking with the latter ones and shit. You wasting your time. Go down there to the main one, and that's the Jew. So when you attack that Old Testament, you attack them all. They all need Adam. And when you look at it, Adam, Abraham come from Adam, David come from Abraham, and Jesus is supposed to come from Abraham too. So if you take any one of them out of the link, you cancel the whole thing. That's why you go to the Old Testament. You sink them all. Every last one of them need Abraham. All of them. He's the father of the Hebrews. He's the father. I ain't gonna give y'all too much more. I'm gonna say that ass whooping for later. Go ahead.
It's an honor to see you in real life. I got a couple of your DVDs. But it's like a lot of times I work with Muslims.
Okay.
And a lot of them, they say, oh, the Quran
it's never been tampered with your phenol.
It's never been tampered with. Tell them to produce the first Quran. And that right there gonna prove it been tampered with. Where the first Quran? The only way you can not prove that it ain't been tampered is to produce the first Quran. Do they have the first Quran? Ask them that. They don't have it. They don't have the original text. It been tampered with. If that ain't the one God, that's why I keep saying how you revising it, how you get better than God. Man, listen here, man. They got a copyright on the Bible. You can't just up and make your own Bible. You got to lease that shit. Man, I wouldn't even lie to y'all. They got a copyright on the Bible. You can't just up and make no Bible. You have to lease that from them. It fucked me up, man. I just say, man, let me see if because this a bold look this shit up. And it's certain, like man, they got a copyright on certain, like the King James, them crackers got copyrights on it. You cannot just up and make your own and say, I'm going to print Bible. They going to come sue your ass. Hey, right now? Come on. I ain't seen nobody step up and say shit. And everybody out here is damn near one or the other. Bring it on. Because when you, come on, man. Adam and Eve, when you see the stuff, man, come on, Sabir. They want me to call you over here. I'm love, though.
Say what's up. That's
come on over here, man.
There's some love, Sabir.
But I'm done. This was what I do right here. This is my dog and my God.
There you go.
For real.
Right here. No, but I'm serious. This is what it is. I'm not. We don't have time for that.
Man, no, hell no.
I left your hometown too.
What you was doing up there? You didn't check with me, man. I didn't like that.
You gotta give me your number, man. Give me the number. But I was there for 3 days, man.
For real, I've been up here.
You gotta work on Detroit, boy. You gotta get it.
Nah, you know.
Come on up there, man. Help me out. Help me out. For real. I'll be looking for. I'm gonna see you.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, the Bible, you dealing with that.
All right.
But I'm gonna tell you something. You really gotta have your shit together if you're going up against these Hebrews, man. I'm telling you, Brother Zabak is no joke. He know this Bible.
If he can know that motherfucker any which way he want to know it. It don't make no difference.
Now what?
You know what I'm saying?
I told you, brother. All I can do is
I come with the facts.
All right.
I guarantee you, the only thing he gonna use is the Bible. That's all he gonna use.
That's all they gonna use.
That's a myopic ass view. You already know that. You niggas don't go to church. Niggas don't go. Y'all know that book, the little part y'all was taught. So y'all really ain't into that shit like that. Y'all ain't into that religion like y'all ain't into that shit like that.
The brother said he believed Jesus was a good man.
Hey,
The story that they say about him.
what did you say? What was the say the sentence again? You believe. Did you say believe? Yeah. Okay, that ends the argument.
Right.
I didn't ask you what you believe. I asked you what you knew and what you know. And that's what you can prove. Just like I say, most people say they know God. Well, call him up. Give me God's number, because I want to talk to him. You see, I believe in the divine essence. Right. We can see that. We can see that, but nobody know the individual, or if there's an individual, or what it is. And there's many verses in the Bible that state that nobody knows the depths of God. It said in one of the verses, I got it. It say, you can Google it. No man nor a beginning or end. No man, you can Google it and it'll come up. No man nor a beginning or end. So I asked the question, what is Genesis and what is Revelation?
Hopefully beginning and end.
Huh? Okay then, go Google. So if no man nor a beginning or end, what is Genesis and what is Revelation? Go Google. I bet you it come up. And so you gonna be going against that's what I do. I put you against your own house. I use your own book against you. That's my greatest weapon against any of y'all is your own book. I know that motherfucker. All the verses I know, I need to know to sink that motherfucker. I know him. It's gonna cause you to question this shit in a way that's gonna pull the foundation from up on it. Period. Man been here much longer than a goddamn fake ass Adam and Eve. Goddamn it, we got ovens in Africa. The document was in the New York Post. Go back goddamn 40,000, 50,000 years. It was carbon dated. Do you know what level of science you need to get a goddamn furnace to smelt metal? These ain't no. Come on, man. That was fixed in the metals that they left. These is real metals. These is, you know what I'm saying? Steel, not steel, but iron and copper type of metals. You have to be of a certain, and it's carbon dated at 50,000 years. And you gonna tell me about a goddamn Adam and Eve at 4?
Six.
I wouldn't give a goddamn what. It ain't no 6. It's 4,000 some years. Because they dated from the time of Moses. Moses supposedly came up with Ramesses. That's the 19th dynasty. That's around 1200 BC. If you go to the king's list at Abydos, the Temple of Abydos, that's the oldest documented record of kings on the earth. You got Narmer, the first king, to Seti, the last king. And that's over 2,000, and they got the cartouches on there with their names in it. 2,000 straight. Ain't a break in it. Ain't a break in the lineage from Narmer to Seti. Now, from Moses to Abraham is 500 years. And then from Abraham to Moses is about another 1,000. You can easily fit that story into that king's list. Where the flood at? Ain't no damn break in the damn king's list. Ain't no break in the damn, it keep going. Where the hell the world was flooded at? It wasn't flooded in Africa. So how you gonna have, it was no break, it was over 2,000 years. You can Google it right now. The world has documented. You could go and see it. It's damn near big as this whole.
So the Egyptians did not enslave the Jews?
Enslave them to do what?
According to the Bible, they said that.
What the hell is you gonna do with a nomad?
Enslaved the Jews, and they built the pyramids. The Jews built the pyramids.
They built the pyramids, but they didn't build adequate tombs for their own prophets and kings. You won't build a, listen
so you're
here.
saying the Jews built the pyramids?
No. But I'm saying, if you saying you built the pyramid, you should be able to build adequate tombs for your kings and your prophets. Right. We ain't found not one or a tomb of any prophet or any disciple of God from the Bible. Not one. You ain't got no original text from that one. No original manuscript. So you don't even know when the shit was written. How do you know if you ain't got an original text? How do you know when it was written?
Anybody?
You gotta believe.
Shit made up.
Uh-oh, he said you gotta believe.
You gotta believe. Well, you keep on believing. And motherfucker gonna keep asking the question, what can we do to change this shit? Right. You gotta change your way of thinking. Right. You got to get this bullshit up. Nobody was born with a book strapped to their ass. Nobody was born with a religion.
So you saying get a white man?
A man or a woman walking down the street put that shit in your hand.
Get a white man back as Jesus.
Let me introduce you to something. Huh?
Give the white man back Jesus, you saying?
Hell yeah. Without a doubt. What you gonna do with it? You didn't have this shit for this long.
20 years. You
got to reap something. What did you reap from it? When you look at all these communities, they used to be black, Detroit, Harlem, this, that, and the third. The church is still here, but everything else gone. The churches remain. They are part of the system. I mean, goddamn, Detroit, it's still some goodness in Detroit, but the motherfuckers that profit the most was the liquor stores and the churches. They still there. And the goddamn funeral homes. That's the only goddamn bit in the hair beauty supplies. The beauty supplies owned by the Koreans, all the goddamn supermarkets, all the liquor stores owned by the Arabs. We don't have not one major major brand supermarket anymore. They just little small supermarkets, and they all owned by the Arabs. So you got a majority black population like that. ain't no money coming in. Everything you spend your money on, these motherfuckers take out there to their community. You ain't keeping nothing for your goddamn self. The majority of the money that we make should be kept within the black community. That's the only, but look at here, look at Harlem, gone. We ain't got shit, they doing this shit all around the country. And
But why is that though? Why is that? Why does the black dollar only circulate one time? What is in it?
Because we don't produce a goddamn thing.
Okay, we've been saying this since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
True indeed.
And we're still saying it in 2013.
But that's
how
why.
How we gonna get it done?
But see, that's when it comes to the point where people feel they ain't got no other alternative, and they seek revolution. That's when you look at when revolutions happen like that. People have damn near put everything on the table.
Wait.
I don't see no revolution coming right for a long time, brother.
It ain't coming. In this kind of way we thinking.
They driving Benz, they got jobs.
No,
ain't nothing
it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen a different kind of way. It's gonna be a more quiet type of revolution. Motherfuckers is gonna flee. Motherfuckers is fleeing now. But did we fleeing as individuals and families? But motherfuckers been fleeing over the last 60, 70 years. Motherfuckers didn't move back to Africa from America. We didn't move back. We ain't just moved back in masses, but it's hundreds of thousands of blacks from America that they moved back to various parts of Africa.
The Africans are here to enslave you again, brother. You don't even know that. They coming here in mass right now. These motherfuckers don't even want to be a part of you. When you see us in our rallies, when they shoot down one of us, you don't see not one African protesting, brother.
Okay.
Them motherfuckers is
but damn, I hear you, but I just told you that most of the motherfuckers running from the revolutionary niggas like us over there. You can't use him as a standard for all Africa.
Right.
I went over there, and I'm gonna tell you, if your spirit is right, they gonna know it, and they gonna treat you accordingly. That's how I got it. I'm gonna just tell you how I got it. Yeah, it was funny acting motherfuckers, but that's all around the world. You ain't gonna go over there and get everybody to go along with your goddamn program. Motherfucker can't even get motherfuckers in his own household to go. So you ain't got to go way to Africa that don't find a motherfucker that don't want to work with you. Shit, don't let that be no goddamn excuse. There's Africans over there that's really ready to get with us, but it got to be in love. It got to be. Most Americans go over there like that's how Americans is. They think they run the planet, and so they snobs and shit. That's how motherfuckers look at Americans, man.
So to put everything on the table, pre-revolution, what you think about reparations? How you feel about that? Do you feel we should fight for it or go for it?
It should be a branch department of our people that focus on getting reparations, whether we get it or not, because our ancestors worked for it. Fuck that. We want our shit. We want our shit. Our ancestors worked for it. So whether we get it or not, we should be having a department of our people that's fighting for reparations. That's the reality of what kind of money we need to get out of the hole we in. That's the only kind of money that's gonna get us up out of this shit. We need benefiting off of what our ancestors did. So it ain't just the white man we bowing down to.
Right.
It's all these other motherfuckers too. That's a defeatist mentality, man. When you just let anybody, goddamn, we've been over here. And we know our ancestors built it. It was only white and black here for a minute.
So what does that say about the black man, though? Because if we can let a motherfucker come in our house.
But now, stop right there.
Yeah.
Now, when one of the brothers was dealing with bringing over the young, see, that department was taken and they taught them motherfuckers that. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't stop that program right there, or them grabbing them babies, because they just had it on the jet with the baby black, little girl on there blacked out, so many of our children missing. Where's the outcry? You see what I'm saying? Them crackers is taking our babies, man. And so if you're going to continue to let them take them and raise them, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. They killing the lions and raising these old broad-ass niggas. That's all that it is.
That's right.
And so it's going to have to be an ultimate discussion about the reality we live in. And really, man, it's only, you can really, all you can do is get your shit together and get ready to get the fuck on wherever it is. You know, you got to be able to move and be able to live anywhere on the planet. We have to be that type of a people. Garvey had long said that this is no place for us. He said we would be in this condition. Go read the philosophies and opinions. It's not a hard book to read. Most of us have touched on it one way or another. And that's what Garvey said. He said we would come to this. He said we would fall in numbers, that other races would rise up above us, and they had. And so a lot of Garvey is outdated. It got to be updated, but the premise is the same. We cannot live side by side with this cracker. It's not possible. It's not possible.
Do you think we have lost the respect from each other, black man and black woman? Do you think the black women have lost respect for the black man? And we have lost
many of them, but you got to understand, just like these boys been raised, these sisters been raised the same way. They've been taken from their mothers and fathers and taught us, and so you can't use her mentality as the standard. It's revolutionary sisters out here that know what it is. She got the legacy of her father to uphold. So she must uphold black manhood. God damn it, or she spit in her father's face. And I don't honor no queen that'll spit in her own father's face. That's what the black woman is God, but you're going to honor me also. And I'm going to do the work for you. But when you spit in my face in front of the world, then I can no longer honor you. You see, you can't spit in my face in front of the world. You can pull my coat and say whatever the fuck you want to say to me behind these scenes, but you can't spit in my face in front of the world and think I'm gonna respect you, and vice versa, and vice versa. That's real talk. We gotta take that shit inside, man. It just dishonor black manhood totally. Niggas that's out here doing work, they get dishonored just by the image alone. It dishonors all black men. And so you got sisters out here that been trained also, just like the young men, to be fags, to be what they are. I still honor them, the African woman, but that's the facts. She got to deal with that. We can't just say the black woman is God and that she's not. Got some healing to do.
Dealing with hip hop. Has hip hop taken us back? Has hip hop turned us more into savages today? Because our babies are being raised on hip hop today. I mean, let me correct that. Hold up. Shit hop. I'm not gonna say hip hop. I'm gonna say our babies now are being raised on shit hop. Talk to us about that. It's
another program. We go back to the children. You want a certain type of mentality. And they know that our music is the foundation of our spirituality. When you hear that drum, it open up any African.
Right.
If he's true African, he gonna open up with that drum so they know how powerful it is in our culture. Right. So that information that goes behind that drum, it goes deep. It's a brainwashing going on. And so you got the Planned Parenthood. These is all operations we know in effect to destroy our children. If you get them young and you implant that sick mind state in them, you got them. You got them. So you got to corral your children away from this beast. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what they doing to their own children. You can Google abused children and you will see all of their own white children that they done jumped on. And you will see them have like tape over their mouth with saying help on it. And saying, and they daddy say, if you tell anybody, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, and these is their own images that they put up. You feel me? So if he's doing that to his own children, if you Google abused children, you will see like a shadow of a white man hollering and the child is in the corner, you know, like in a state of fear. So if the white man is doing that to his own children, what the hell is he doing to ours? What the hell is he doing to ours? So you have to look, you put up this image of this great, beautiful white man in a suit and tie with
Beautiful white man.
Beautiful white man with suit and tie with his little briefcase and put him up to the black man and say, this is who you supposed to be. But then when you get behind closed doors, this motherfucker shitting on his woman. They in there smearing shit all on their face and shit. He pissing in the cup. She drinking it. They in there having sex with the dog. These are the people that is kidnapping and adopting your children. And you want to know why the rates of homosexuality have jumped in the black community? Because the white man have been raising our children, raping our children.
Wow.
Okay? So these crackers came out on the Catholic Church for raping theirs. We should come out on these crackers for raping ours. But too many of y'all niggas get y'all check signed by that beast. Huh? So you mortgage your morality. You mortgage your morality just to get a check. Our babies is worth more than that. That's why I came down to this youth march, this Million Youth March, because I knew Baba Kali would have wanted me to do that.
That's right.
And I was hesitant for a minute. I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna lie about that. I didn't know if I was gonna make it.
Well, I'm glad you.
But I came, and I'm glad I did too.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But I knew that I had to do this because these babies need to hear that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
To me, I feel that you was one of the hardest spoken brothers there.
I appreciate
I mean,
that.
they still talking about it right now. On YouTube. Oh, Sara, Seti brought pain. I don't think they ready for Seti. You saw the comments? I don't think they ready for Seti. But you did good, brother.
Well, it was from the heart, man. You got to speak from the heart, man. I love my people, and I know what the elders was trying to do, get this message to our people. We're great people. We deserving of much better than this shit right here. And so we could get it together. We got it within our race to get it together. It's that heart, man. It's that heart. They done took 400 years, man, to kill that spirit. And that heart, it just won't die. It's just like, it might be a couple of generations when niggas go down, in a slump, but then it's gonna come another spark. It's in the gene to regenerate. You see what I'm saying? So that's just like these diseases. They might put that shit out here for a generation, but after a generation, niggas gonna adapt to that shit.
You know what they get?
We're gonna adapt.
You know what they getting ready to make Barack do, right?
What they gonna make it do?
They're getting ready to bomb where?
Syria.
What do you think about that, brother?
Well, they know what it is. That's a part of that Iran shit.
Make no mistake about it. Not one boot will be touching the ground. So he's going to be bombing them from the air, and he's going to be shooting them from the boats.
Send them drones.
And there you go. The drones. He's definitely going in the drone. So they using this motherfucker.
Well,
he's going in there to kill men, women, and children.
Well, you know what? That's the beast. But the way you get it, the way you keep it. Shit, you took the shit. God damn, how you think they gonna? So you gotta quit using that spiritual, emotional. That's what I was saying. It's about power. The white man is trying to maintain power. He's not trying to be no saint. He not trying to make it to heaven because he ain't going.
Right.
He ain't going. He ain't trying.
Believe in that boy.
He don't even believe in that shit. He's trying to maintain power and figure out a way in which his people can stay on this motherfucking planet. That's the quest for the ring.
So he fooled.
That's the quest for the ring.
He make black people keep their mind on the hereafter. Y'all gonna go to heaven if you do this.
But again, that's man-made. Religion is man-made. It is man-made.
That whole Syria thing, man, because they trying to surround Africa.
Ain't nobody got the only way you know of a religion is through a book. How the hell you know of any other religion? So they're going to have some literature. So goddamn, you can't show me God without literature. You can't show me God without, we got to have literature. So the literature become a lamp. And your spirit is like the genie trapped in the lamp. The only thing is you trapped in the book. You can't get out the goddamn book. The only person that can let you out the lamp or the book is your master.
So who's the original?
Your master is the only one that can let you. The original from that whole area was a part of Africa. All of that was a part of Africa. Even when you talk about the Battle of Troy, when you look at that movie, even though it had all crackers in it, Hiram, who was the king of Troy, his brother was the king of Ethiopia. Cephas. Go look it up. So how the hell that man was white? And his goddamn brother is the king. And Cephas sent warriors to Troy, which that movie ain't gonna get that in depth, to help Hiram in his fight against Agamemnon. Now, according to the Greeks, Agamemnon was Amenhotep III. Because when they went to Egypt, they called the temple of Amenhotep III the temple of Memnon. That's who they thought he was, who conquered Greece, started Athens. That's Amenhotep III. He started all of that. Herodotus talks about it. These is all Greeks.
From him, that's where the Phoenicians came.
Who that? The Phoenicians?
The third?
Well, the Phoenicians were the boatsmen of the Nile Valley. They did most of the navigation on the Mediterranean for the Egyptians. So those were their brothers. When Egypt went to war, Phoenicia went to war, that was what they called Canaan. It was originally, even the Bible say they was originally ruled by Africa. The book is anti-African. The Bible is anti-African. Listen. After the flood, the whole world come from Noah. Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Japheth supposedly populated Europe. Shem is the Arab and the Hebrew, and Ham is those of Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Canaan, and Punt. That's how the Bible speaks. Every last one of them is cursed. Ham was cursed first. He's the father of the African tribe. He was cursed because he saw Noah naked. And he ridiculed him. Yeah. He ridiculed him. So he was cursed. But he didn't curse Ham personally, he cursed Canaan, his son. Okay? So a servant of service he shall be. That's what it said. Then you look at Egypt, which is the other son. Oh, evil Pharaoh. The 12 plagues. Cursed be Egypt. And then in Isaiah, even the Ethiopians will be carried off in chains. They curse. Every goddamn tribe in the Bible dealing with the Africans is cursed. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. So listen, Ham I got the documents that show that he is the father of the African tribe. That Ham means black. It means burnt. And when you go in, when you go into the Bible, it speaks where Hezekiah came up into the land of Gedor, Gedor, and it says he slayed every. First it said they was peaceable, and they have been there since the days of old. Look it up. Look it up. If you Google it, it'll come up. It said that they were peaceable and quiet. And they was there since the days of old. And Hezekiah came up there and slew them utterly, meaning he committed total genocide on them. And it said that they were peaceable and quiet, and that they were Hermetics, that they was Africans. And he slew them utterly. That means total genocide. And it says it burnt the goddamn land, the houses, the animals, the plants, everything. Those are the African tribes in the Bible. Y'all believe that shit? The Africans supposedly come from Ham. Okay? That's you, nigga. The black. You not Shem. That's not you. So he came up in there, and Dr. Ben got on that rabbi about that. Then you can really understand how the book is moved. And you will see that every one of the African tribes in the Bible is cursed. Every last one of them. Ethiopia, Egypt, really, they really destroyed Egypt and Canaan. Well, Nigeria not in the Bible, but all of Africa in that instance. You see what I'm saying? You got to know them players. And so they fool niggas by throwing all them ites and tights and shit in there. So you just got to know and line it up. And once you see, you will see that all of the African tribes, it's an anti-African book. And I can prove it with the documentation.
You're gonna have to do that going up against these.
Some motherfuckers ain't gonna show up.